Imagine a powerhouse in the oil world suddenly pivoting under pressure. Russia's second-largest oil producer, Lukoil, is set to hand over its international empire to a savvy trader. But is this a strategic retreat or a clever dodge in the face of global sanctions? Let's dive into the details and unpack what this means for everyone watching the energy market unfold. On October 30th, 2025, at 7:36 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated, the news broke that Lukoil PJSC, a major Russian oil company, you can check their Bloomberg ticker at https://www.bloomberg.com/quote/LKOH:/RM, had struck a deal to offload its overseas assets to Gunvor Group. Find their details at https://www.bloomberg.com/quote/37895Z:/CY. A prominent energy trading firm. This move comes hot on the heels of tough U.S. sanctions that hit Lukoil hard just last week. For beginners wondering what sanctions entail, think of them as economic penalties imposed by one country on another to restrict trade, investments, or other activities. In this case, they're targeting Russia's energy sector to pressure its government on international issues. Lukoil, which ranks as Russia's #2 oil giant after Rosneft, had already signaled its intention to divest its international operations following the sanctions. Now, they've locked in an agreement with Gunvor specifically for Lukoil International GmbH, a key subsidiary handling global ventures. And this is the part most people miss. Lukoil has vowed not to entertain offers from other potential bidders, as stated in their official website announcement. It's like putting all eggs in one basket. A bold commitment that could either pay off big or leave them exposed if the deal sours. But here's where it gets controversial. Is buying up these assets in the midst of sanctions a risky gamble for Gunvor, or a golden opportunity to expand their influence? Critics might argue that this trade could indirectly support Russia's oil exports despite the restrictions, sparking debates about whether such deals undermine the effectiveness of international sanctions. On the flip side, supporters might see it as a pragmatic way for Lukoil to stay afloat and for Gunvor to capitalize on undervalued assets. What do you think? Does this sale strengthen or weaken the global response to Russia's actions? And could it set a precedent for other companies navigating similar geopolitical minefields? To clarify for those new to this, sanctions like these often aim to isolate a country's economy, but they can lead to creative workarounds, such as asset sales or partnerships with non-sanctioned entities. For example, just as companies in past sanctions have restructured to continue operations, this deal might allow Lukoil to pivot resources back home while Gunvor gains access to lucrative markets. It's a reminder of how energy markets are intertwined with politics, where every transaction can ripple into broader implications for prices, supplies, and even global stability. As the story updates, with the latest check-in at 8:31 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated on the same day, we'll keep an eye on how this unfolds. Do you believe this is a smart escape for Lukoil, or just a temporary fix in a larger chess game of international tensions? Agree, disagree, or have a fresh take? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss.